Welcome back to the Her Fertility podcast. Today's episode, we are going to dive deep into the mother wound and how it is directly connected to your fertility. Welcome to Her Fertility, the podcast revolutionizing the way women are supported on their fertility journey. I'm your host, Jess Tims. With years of supporting women as a fertility doula, I've seen the emotional pain caused by infertility, including my own struggle with unexplained infertility. And I always knew there had to be a better way to support women with their fertility health and healing. If you're ready to find a new spiritual perspective for your fertility journey, then press play. In today's episode, we are going to dive into something that doesn't often get talked about in the traditional fertility conversation. That is the connection between the mother wound and fertility. This is an emotional and energetic topic, but it can have a very real effect on how your body responds, not only to your desire to conceive, but also to your ability to conceive. I've said before, your fertility is your vitality. And when something is blocking your energy, your emotions, or your relationships, it can have a ripple effect into your reproductive health. So let's get started with what we mean when we say mother wound. The mother wound is the unresolved pain, patterns, or limiting beliefs we may carry from our relationship with our mother. Sometimes it comes from a lack of emotional nurturing, sometimes from over control, or even from generational trauma passed down through our maternal line. And it's not about blaming our mothers. Instead, it's about acknowledging how those dynamics shape our relationship with ourselves, especially as women, and how safe we feel to receive love, nourishment, and creativity into our lives. And the reason I'm even talking about the mother wound is because it is energetically connected to the sacral chakra. So I use the Her Fertility framework, and Her stands for hormones, because first, this is a biological process of getting pregnant. The E stands for energy, because there's so much beautiful work with the energy system that can apply to your fertility health. And the R is research, because I love to ground everything down in research. So when I work with someone, I'm always asking questions about their energy and their energy center. Energetically, this topic of the mother wound is connected to your sacral center. This is the part of the body that's associated with creativity, pleasure, sexuality, and relationships. When this energy center feels depleted, constricted, or unsafe, it can block the flow of vitality needed for fertility. So if your relationship with your mother left you feeling unseen, unsupported, or drained, your sacral energy center might be carrying that imprint. And when you're carrying depletion or unresolved grief here, it's harder for the body to be open to conception. And as we know, fertility is not just energetic. It's also physical. So stress, emotional pain, and unresolved trauma can also influence hormones, ovulation, and nervous system regulation. And as I always come back to, fertility and the reproductive system is the first system to shut down when your body perceives that you are not safe. If your nervous system is still holding the tension of an unmet need from your maternal relationship, it may show up as irregular cycles, difficulty conceiving, or unexplained infertility. Now, if you're not sure whether this is true for you, right? Like there's going to be somebody listening to this that's like, oh yes, I know I have a mother wound. My mother-daughter relationship is XYZ, right? Like there's going to be those listeners. But there also might be somebody listening to this that's like, I'm not sure. Like I have an okay relationship with my mom. I don't know. There is a beautiful book called Mothers Who Can't Love by Susan Forward that does a beautiful job really categorizing the mother-daughter relationship and giving a framework for how to tell whether that relationship is supportive or not. So if you want to dig in more to that, that would be a great resource for you. So if this is resonating for you, if you think there might be some unresolved mother wound energy living in your sacral center, then I want you to hear a couple things. First, fertility is complex. Fertility is dynamic. So this could be one piece of your puzzle, but it could be a really important piece. So you definitely don't want to ignore it, but you also want to make sure that all the other pieces are aligned too. And what I mean by that is we want to make sure our body is healthy, our cycle health is top notch, right? That we're doing the things physically in the body to promote our fertility health. We also want to make sure that you are supporting your mind and your mindset. And this is why I created the Future Mama program, so that we can start to shift away from this idea that I am infertile, that I have infertility, and we can start shifting our mindset into motherhood is in my future, right? Like I am a future mama and I'm just on this journey to get there. And I'm doing everything I can to get me there quicker. And if you're curious about how to support your body or your mind, check out the links in the show notes. But let's talk about what we can do with the mother wound. So there's 5 steps I'm going to walk you through that you can do on your own. I will also say it's also helpful to do this with a trusted practitioner or person who specializes in this. If you feel that your mother wound is pretty deep or that the emotions around this are very charged, then I would highly recommend you seek out a professional, whether it be a trusted fertility doula like myself, a licensed therapist. If there's more big T traumas that happened with your mother-daughter relationship, then definitely seek the support you need. Because the beautiful part about doing healing work like this is you typically have to do it only once. And then it opens up such a beautiful world on the other side of healing. Let's talk through these 5 steps so that you can start feeling supported today. The first step is awareness. So simply recognizing that your relationship with your mother has left an imprint is super powerful. And for some people, that's enough. You have acknowledgement that there is an opportunity there for healing. It also helps to see yourself outside of the emotions around the mother wound. So awareness is the first step. The second step is something we call reparenting yourself. So learning to give yourself the nurturing and the care that you may not have received now that you're an adult. It's almost like you become your own parent. You give yourself permission to nurture yourself and care for yourself. And this is a deep act of self-love. The third step is energy and body work. So practices like meditation, sacral healing, working with a fertility doula or a therapist can all help restore safety and vitality in this space and in the body. The fourth step, once you've worked through those first 3 steps, the fourth step becomes boundaries. And this looks like creating healthier dynamics with your mother now, if she's still in your life, that can free up energy for yourself. And I will acknowledge that sometimes boundaries are easier said than done. And I often work with clients on how do we carve out new boundaries that feel really good and honoring for both people. Okay, the last step is community support. You do not have to navigate this alone. Healing in a community helps you relearn that receiving support is safe, that you are not alone. And this is why I love my fertility support circle so much. It is a free virtual support group, and you are more than welcome to join us once a month if that feels good for you. So if you feel like fertility is more than just this physical journey, you're absolutely right. It is a mind, body, and soul experience, and sometimes the deepest healing comes from places we didn't expect, like our relationship with our mother. And I will be sharing more about my own personal journey with this mother wound over on Instagram. So please come find me and follow me at herfertility.support. And if this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share it with someone who may also need to hear it and send me a DM on Instagram. I would love to connect with you. And so until next time, take care of yourself and remember, your fertility is your vitality. If you want to dive deeper into a conversation around the mother wound and how it's impacting your fertility, then join me for a free workshop where we are going to dive into the mother wound together. Click the link in the show notes to sign up, and I will see you live at the workshop.